The Exosister deck was one of the most consistent decks of the COVID era of the Yu-Gi-Oh TCG. It actually topped several remote duel YCSs during the pandemic, and even topped a couple of other YCSs post COVID, if you will. Now, after several years, we finally have some brand new Exosister support, and these two cards might just be the two cards that we desperately need for the Exosister deck to be very consistent and very meta for the 2026 competitive format. And again, there are only two cards, and both these cards have been added to the upcoming core set Burst Protocol, which I believe the OCG should be getting that set within the next couple of weeks. So over the course of the next several days, over time anyway, you will be seeing more and more new cards for Burst Protocol, except for tomorrow. Tomorrow, obviously, you guys know it is the results of, you guessed it, Halloween Havoc. So be sure. So if you guys have not done so already, definitely go to Peacock, sign up, and watch Halloween Havoc, because I can guarantee you tomorrow night is going to be chaotic. So I'm not gonna waste any time. I'm just gonna get straight into it. Kicking these off, we've got Exosister Carmel, I believe is how it's pronounced, and it's basically a reference to the term karma, which is actually kind of cool. And the artwork looks super badass. I actually love the artwork. Konami did an amazing job with this one. But it is a rank 4 Dark Fairy Exceeds with 2600 attack, 1800 defense, and requires 2 level 4 Exosister monsters. And both of its effects are once per turn. The first effect reads, if this card is Exceed summoned, you can activate this effect. During the end phase of this turn, set one Exosister spell trap from your deck, grave, or banishment. Second effect reads, when your opponent activates a normal spell or trap or a monster effect as a quick effect, you can detach all materials from this card, and if you do, that effect becomes add one card from your opponent's grave to their hand. I mean, it's not bad. It's a really good way to literally force the opponent to add one of their brickiest cards to their hand. Like literally, it's a way to add their garnet, if you will. Which, if you guys don't know, for Yu-Gi-Oh, there's a term that we use called garnets. Basically, it's the brick, if you will, of your entire deck, and you only need maybe at least a one of at best. And if your opponent has a garnet in grave, you can force them to add that garnet to their hand. Now their whole strategy is completely fucked, and they have to either use it, either normal summon that garnet if it's a monster, or set it to their back row and force the opponent to activate cards like MST, or perhaps a Duster, or even a Lightning Storm, to ensure that garnet goes back into the grave. But let's be real. It probably wouldn't happen anyway. So, but still though, being able to also set any Exorcist spell or trap to your board from your deck, grave, or your banish pile. That's actually pretty solid, because if your opponent or sorry, if you end up choosing the deck's floodgate, if you will, your opponent might not have an out to it whatsoever. And if they don't have an out to it, guess what? They're fucked, and it's an auto scoop, just right off the bat, which is kind of crazy. Now for the final card of the video. I get that this was relatively short. I do apologize. But again, 2 cards. What can you do? The last card is Exosister Bat Matter. Which, again, the artwork looks amazing. Absolutely amazing. And it is a continuous spell with all 3 of its effects being a once per turn. The first effect reads, when this card resolves, add 2 Exosister monsters from your deck to your hand, then discard 1 card. Second effect reads you can target 1 face-up monster you control. Immediately after this effect resolves, normal summon 1 Exosister monster mentioned on it. Third effect reads, if a monster is sent to your opponent's grave, even during the damage step, you can make your opponent banish 1 of them. So this is literally one of the floodgates that I was referencing, because if you target this and you set it and then you activate it, your opponent might not have any outs to it, because this card basically gives you a second normal summon right off the bat, and it lets you, and it basically acts as a mini graceful charity, where you basically get to literally just draw 2, discard 1. It's literally a mini graceful charity, which is absolutely broken. And then the third effect, it's essentially a Dark Law, so to speak, where anytime a monster gets sent to your opponent's graveyard, a monster gets banished, literally just right off the bat. So it forces the opponent to try and either pop this card, or find some way to out it and then pop it. Because if they don't have a way to pop it, then essentially, again, it's literally an auto scoop. Honestly, I've been really tempted to build Exosister. The problem is I don't have all the cards for it. So I might be interested in buying a complete meta Exosister deck from someone. I don't know. I'll have to think about it, but I will say that these 2 new cards are definitely gonna help make the deck even more interesting, because when you look at the Exosister deck, I believe the consistency has been known to be switched up a bit in terms of the amount of monsters that you use in the deck. Like, I've seen people run I think what is it, like, maybe I think 3 of the pink-haired girl, was it Exosister Irene or something like that, and then like 3 of like, and then like 2 of like everything else. And I've seen quite a few different variants of the Exosister deck. They all seem fine, but I think with these 2 new cards, 100% Bad Matter is definitely a 3 of, and the Karma is definitely an easy 2 of. 100% it's an easy 2 of. Do I believe that that Exosister can make its way back into the competitive scene? 100% yes. I can totally see it, but we're still missing so many cards. Like, we are definitely missing several more Xyz monsters, and a couple of Link monsters that I could totally see making the deck stronger than it's ever been before. So it's possible, but we will have to wait and see. But on that note, that will do it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button. If you guys are new to the channel and you guys want more card discussions in the future, then be sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, And as always, make sure you guys are following me on all of my social media. All of my ads will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be in the description as well. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.